I'm recording this video for my potential clients. Since I've been getting a lot of requests, it's becoming difficult for me to explain all the principles and nuances of my work to each person individually. So, I decided to make this basic video where I'll explain in as much detail as possible how your project will be implemented, from start to finish. Don't skip ahead, watch this video until the end. You will get some kind of impression, a picture of how it happens, and then you'll make your own decision about whether to work with me or not. Of course, I can have a one-on-one conversation if needed via video call, answer questions, and so on. That's all part of the individual dialogue. This video is dedicated to unique services, specifically the consulting contract that I created, which has no analogs in the market. I'll now explain what its advantages are. I'm not afraid of competitors, so I openly share everything, and the whole scheme of this work is as open and transparent for you as it is for everyone else. Of course, it can be repeated or copied, but I have certain advantages that set me apart from my competitors. Let me tell you a little about myself. My name is Artem Volkov. I've been working in glazing for over 13 years at the time of recording this video. I've already completed more than 400 projects of various complexities. There are a lot of projects. These are large cottages, extensive glazing, not just cottages. What confirms my expertise? I am the most well-known expert. On YouTube, I have over 10,000 subscribers and more than 1 million views on aluminum windows. In total, you can see the most popular videos there. Mine are about 15 trends. There is a lot of interesting content and videos from objects about how to choose a double glazed window, for example. And you'll see my expertise and understand that you can trust me with your project. I have a very good understanding of this. I've gone through the experience and journey from assembler, installer, designer, technologist to workshop manager and so on. I had my own company and my own workshop, which I later closed because that model was quite complex and unprofitable in its operation. After years, I've come to what I believe is the optimal model of work, which is consulting. And I believe that this is the perfect scheme right now. Clients really like it. Everyone is satisfied. All projects are currently in progress and many have been completed. I'm going to tell you now. In as much detail as possible, the process begins with submitting an application. You send us the technical assignment. Often, this is the AIR stage of the project that we are working on, meaning your architectural project. I don't work alone, I work with teams. From the partner managers, a chat is created where the project manager participates directly. As an expert, I don't handle all the calculations myself, but I technically participate in those calculations, meaning I provide recommendations. First of all the managers have been trained by me. Of course, they have gone through my training and work according to my standards and principles, applying the technical solutions and systems that I approve. The double glazed windows there have the hardware that I approved. So we work within a certain framework, let's say. Then we develop your project and I get involved also suggesting it's better to do this or that here. In the end, I check everything. We show you as transparently as possible how much everything costs, how much we earn, and how the estimate is formed. Based on the markup on the cost of materials, the consulting service is not fixed. It acts as a markup on the cost of materials. And the bigger the project, the more expensive it is. Naturally, the consulting fee will be higher. As for pricing, I guarantee you that my price is about 15 to 20% lower than the market. I am sure of this because I know the market markups, I know how much is included in the cost price. Other companies mark up, I know how much I mark up for consulting, it's real. My profit is 2 times lower than that of some window company. This is understandable because they have a lot of fixed costs of the workshop, employees, and so on. Accordingly, I do not have these expenses. I work with different contractors accordingly who provide this service. Well, I'll explain more about this in detail later. So if, for example, we gave you a proposal and you have a cheaper option, you can be 100% sure that the difference is in the technical specifications. We already know this. We've been in the business for years. It could be that the glass isn't the same, or they offer single chamber double glazed windows instead of double chamber ones, or the profile isn't the same, or the hardware is different, or they might not have multifunctional glass, or the glass isn't tempered. So there are differences in the technical aspects and it's essential to dive into that and compare. We can help you with this, that is, we can drop the competitors' checkpoints, scenes, priceless, still, and we'll point out to you, pay attention to this, pay attention to that. We select the technical solutions as wisely as possible. Believe me, I already have a huge amount of experience in this where, for example, there's no need for any special solutions or anything like that. We say that it can be done cheaper here, isolating those costs, but we offer Kraus systems or some more budget-friendly options, even in the economy segment. We say that here you only need single-chamber glass units, and here double-chamber ones. So, for example, this is maybe the southern regions and so on. Basically, Technically, I can implement and practically can carry out your project locally anywhere in the world. Because I know there are a lot of suppliers, both Turkish, European, local, Volk, and Chinese, and all sorts of others. And I can accordingly design your project and implement it anywhere in the world, providing the right technical solutions. Optimal in price. We often combine, for example, if the customer finds aluminum too expensive, it can be part PVC windows and part aluminum. So we always go the extra mile, offering optimization options, and it's important to do so without compromising on quality. This is quite important, especially if we say that it's better here. This kind of hardware is better here, these systems are better, and this type of glass unit is better. If you lower the cost, then it will be this, this, and this. If you're ready, then okay. If you're not ready, then let's look for optimization options somewhere else. This is a very important process. This is the foundation, so to speak. At the calculation stage, we lay the foundation, which we will then build upon. So we will establish the technical solutions to implement the entire project directly. So I always make sure to check everything and rest assured that the calculations we make will be optimal. The balance of price, quality, and timelines will result in the most high quality, beautiful design solutions. We have really cool handles. I mean, I picked the best handles on the market that are available. It's just that the design is the same. The handles on the window have the same design as the sliding door. Where have you seen something like that? Not many people use this. No, these are handles, a stack. We use them with the hardware. A stack, handles for almost all projects. In general, we prepare the estimate. Everything is agreed upon with you. There's a kind of dialogue going on. In the chat, we call from you, let's say, and here, well, the structural angle is not structural. In general, we came to a price, you received everything, and everything is transparent. Next, we move on to signing the contract. It's a contract for consulting services. In a nutshell, this is a contract between you and me where everything is laid out. All responsibilities, areas of responsibility, and all participants are clearly outlined, stating that we will implement the project for you. But at the same time, you make payments to the suppliers directly, not through us, directly for the profile, directly for the glass, for the installation, for the processing. This involves the production of everything, meaning all payments are made directly, but we organize all the processes, including the coordination with the contractors who provide these services. You don't interact with them, we provide you with everything, and you only make payments for all the invoices. We start the project, sign the contract, and all the terms are there. You're reading this, so if you need the contract, I'll definitely send it over for you to take a look. Next, we start working. If your openings are already ready, we immediately send a surveyor who conducts the geodetic survey, physical measurement of the openings. He either just shoots with the device, making such frames. So the facades completely remove the windows. Or it could be a 3D scan of your object. There, depending on the volume, that's roughly all there is. Plus or minus the same. We don't do any manual measurements, which is important. Only geodetic surveying. This helps minimize the number of errors. According to the agreed appendix to the contract, this is exactly what structures we have agreed upon. The designer builds these products in a special program. If it's Alutech, then it's the AluPro program. That's where these products are built. This is needed to order the material. We provide you with all the sections of the products. We're discussing with you how things will be, what types of openings, what profiles for the frames, where the reinforcements will go, and the depth of the posts. All of this is thought through before ordering the material. Next, we order the material and we take the invoice in your company's name. You can pay both in cash and cashless. Everything is discussed. The payment method is absolutely not important. Take the invoice in your name and you pay for it, the profile and for the fittings. Next, the delivery of the profile takes about 1.5 to 2 months. While the profile is on its way, we work on developing the project together. I have trusted designers and reliable design offices that I've been working with for many years. These guys are some of my students. You could say that the designers who have grown into highly qualified, cool specialists right before my eyes, I give them a technical assignment for project development. It's not just about drawing it yourself however you think is necessary. I also have certain design standards. I have developed a catalog of standard joint solutions. I didn't just pull it together. From some sources, I developed it myself. These are practically the joints that, in my opinion, are the most convenient in practice. We combined a lot, thinking about how to do it this way or that way, what's better. It's leaking there and it's inconvenient for installation. It's freezing there and there's something else. So we developed joints that work perfectly. And they are not very expensive, they are easy to install, and they perform all their functions. That's why all my projects are developed by the designer based on my standards. For the joints, the designer takes the geodetic survey and processes it if your openings are not ready yet. By the way, we can do the geodetic survey later and develop the project based on the project dimensions for now. We won't say anything, then the geodetic survey will just need some adjustments there. Check the dimensions. And he develops the project for the design stage. It's a very detailed project where every item is drawn out. Its cross-section is horizontal and vertical. All its dimensions, each joint, how it is attached from the top, bottom and sides, how the finishing touches connect, the clean floor, the ceiling. We check all the height marks, coordinate the entire layout for the facade, the alignments, the structural elements, and so on. It's a very, very detailed large document. Projects can have 30 to 40 sheets or more, so it's really as detailed as possible where each joint is further elaborated. This project has been agreed upon with your architect and foreman, I don't know. As the construction manager, we check all of this. And when the project is ready, we can move on to the next stage. This is the development of the KMD project. This is already a task for the workshop. The KMD project is developed after the KM project has been approved based on the actual precise dimensions after the geodetic survey. When we know exactly that it will be exactly like this, everything has been agreed upon and checked. The same designer develops the KMD. This is also a task for the workshop. This is the optimization of cutting, milling, assembly specifications, tasks for some non-standard joints and so on. It's developed for the workshop, by the designer or the design bureau, and you pay them for their work under the contract for the design. So I give this design bureau the projects they develop, and I review all the KM and KMD stages, providing feedback to the designer. No project can go into production without my approval. I look at each joint and say, it's better here, let's do it this way, and here let's come up with some non-standard solutions. That's because there can be different situations at the sites, and there are a lot of non-standard cases. Sometimes there are requests where you have to come up with some non-standard solutions like special supports for heavy steel double glazed windows, or cantilevers and some large brackets or warm supports, or channels for draining moisture, and so on. So it's really, really individual. It's all being developed. I review each project thoroughly and provide feedback. And this is very important because at this stage I eliminate a significant number of errors that could arise later. Designing is very important. It's crucial to do it all correctly. When we have the KM and KND project ready, we start ordering the double glazed units and passing the task to the central engineering department, CER. So we've ordered the profile. He's going to pick up the hardware. We've ordered it and it's on the way. The project has been developed further and now we're ordering the double glazed units. I monitor the market for the most reliable factories that produce double glazed units. I only work with quality verified manufacturers, so I get the best prices. I try to negotiate the price with everyone and then I get the final invoice. You pay for the double glazed units directly to the factory. All the double glazed units are sent out and there are processors. I have several processors, a few very good, reliable factories with CNC machines and qualified staff. They do a great job in the workshop. I am confident in their quality, so I determine which processor will handle this order. I take the invoice for processing to manufacture the products, meaning this processing is the production of items using supplied materials. We provide the workshop with the materials we've purchased, like profiles and hardware, along with the task for the workshop. How to cut, how to assemble, how to mill something. Make some products. This workshop makes certain products and this workshop makes other products. I can also distribute the installation by sections, like this part for example, or this facade is done by this installation company, this one, and so on. So I have a lot of resources and I can use these resources to implement projects of any size and complexity. Believe me, I have enough experience to do it. So I believe, to sum up, that the consulting service will be available. The one we are working on is actually really great and has a bright future. There are already more and more developers, contractors, and customers. Those who have already walked this path with us, work with us on this path, they remain with us forever. Trust me, they will only implement projects with us this way. Because this is a very low price, at least 15% below the market, and everything is transparent. High qualification, high expertise. As the project manager, I oversee all the contact with them. So they see high quality products, low prices, everything is transparent, everything is great, quality installation, and as a result, everyone likes it and we are becoming more and more popular. We're starting to work in other countries using this model. So don't worry, reach out to us and we'll make your project happen and you'll be happy with everything. Bye for now. It's important to note that I check all material applications and all interactions with suppliers. So we exported the list of profiles from the Alutech program. Yes, I check every article to make sure it has the right color, the right frames, the right sashes, there and so on. The correct fittings with fitting makers, with fitting suppliers. I also personally interact with them, setting tasks like, I need these types of locks here, and this kind of fitting here, hidden fittings here, and non-hidden locks there. We only use high quality, expensive automatic locks with multi-point mechanisms. I've already made a video about this. That's when we have 3 points locking at the same time. There's no need to raise the handle up, meaning we use the best fittings available. This is just quality and I am all of this, etc. I set it up with the supplier to ensure the fitting selection is right, and I check everything thoroughly. And only after that does the payment happen, only after my inspection. I check every stage. It's extremely important because everyone makes mistakes. Designers can make mistakes and suppliers can make mistakes too. That's why I conduct a thorough check on my end. And the glass units, the account, I also check. I make sure to check every piece of glass, every size and the formula before starting the work. Myself. The next stage. The material arrives and we take it to the workshop. We've already paid for the production of these products. There's a task for the workshop and I'm passing that task on to them. The production of the products begins. Meanwhile, the glass units are being made. The glass units are also being made. Somewhere around a month and a half or two, depending on the volume, the complexity of these glass units, their sizes. I interact with the contractor. I also deal with it directly. So if they have any questions during the production process, if something isn't working out, or if there's a defect in the material that came in, the workshop checks the material that arrives from the supplier. If something arrives scratched, dented, bent, or if they didn't deliver everything, or if they brought the wrong items, those are all issues I resolve. I write a complaint to the supplier, we replace or buy additional items, responding to the workshop's questions and so on. So there's a close contact until the products are ready for installation. This is a very important stage for the workshop. I don't immediately ship the products to the site. I send my technical supervision, my people who go to the workshop and check the products there before shipping. I implemented this stage because there have been mistakes in the workshop. I won't hide it, mistakes can happen to anyone. Everything needs to be controlled, meaning we have total control. That's why the technical supervision comes and checks the products, according to my checklist. So I have developed a checklist that goes through everything point by point. I check this, I check that, and I check the corners. There's the installation of the hardware, making sure the seals are positioned correctly, that the drainage holes are done, and so on. So everything is checked. The sizes of the spacers, the distances, and so on. All the milling, how the hardware is installed, making sure nothing is sticking out, that all the screws are screwed in straight and so on. So he checks everything, and if there are any remarks, he gives them to the workshop and they fix it. Only then do they give me the green light that all the products are completely ready and can be sent to the site. They get packed up next. I plan the logistics, hire a truck that takes these products to the site. My installers accept them, could be your people. However, it's often my team. The installers receive the products at the installation site. I have the most experienced teams. Believe me, I've worked with a lot of people who claim they can install aluminum windows really well and so on. Then they arrive at the sites and mess things up. I've had experiences where there were mistakes. I had to remove the installers from the site, send them away, and bring in others who could handle the job, redo things, and so on. Installation is extremely important, so I have a set of installation regulations. The installers work according to my guidelines, and there's a quality checklist for the installation. They come to the site 2 or 3 times. The technical supervision can come more often for their oversight. He checks everything, every stage. I have everything laid out, making sure the screws are not rusting and that all the rubber seals are properly sealed. He checks all the levels, makes sure the window units are installed correctly, that nothing is forgotten, and that the joints are well sealed and properly caulked and so on. So it's a thorough, total check. And on top of that, I have the best installation teams, the best installation companies that have emerged just through natural selection. I have contacts. So I really have the best designers, the best fabricators, the best installation teams. And I'm not joking. I'm really saying that this is how it is. This comes from many years of experience. Some unqualified people just filtered out while others grew alongside me. The guys learned, became responsible, and turned into highly qualified specialists. I have people like that whom I can really send without any shame. On the site, they will do everything well, and the technical supervision will check them additionally. I negotiate the payment with them, you pay them directly. So payments only directly with them, you understand? No money goes through me at all, there are no kickbacks, everything is as transparent as possible. As for payments, I can immediately say that at any stage of the project, you will see a table with planned expenses. That is, at the calculation stage, we told you how much the glass profile costs and so on and what our profit is. And you see, I immediately insert the actual expenses. They took the invoice for the profile, I put it in the table. They took the invoice for the glass, I put it in the table, and I immediately show you the difference. The price is fixed, so we take on all the fluctuations in the difference between the planned and actual expenses. Let's say the profile. It doesn't matter, you won't pay more. This means that we will earn less on consulting, and you can't perfectly calculate where it will land. Sometimes we manage to save on the profile, sometimes on the double glazed windows, or vice versa. Overkill on double glazed windows, saved a little on installation. There are some additional expenses that were compensated there by some previous ones, savings and so on. In the end, you can request that table at any time. Yes, I even send it to you regularly. Actually, so you have a clear picture in your head how much has been spent, how much is left to spend, and so on. How our payments for consulting work, for example, happen is that we don't take any money up front at all. It's done in stages. We ordered the materials and we take 40% of the consulting cost. The products are ready, we arrived at the site, and there's still 30% left. Our last remaining 30%, well, it's not exactly 30%. When we've completed everything, fully accounted for all the actual expenses and paid all the installers, once you have accepted all the work, we then calculate all the expenses that we incurred for the project. What was the total amount of the contract? We tally everything up, and you pay us that remaining delta, no matter if it's a bit more or a bit less. Of course, it fluctuates. Sometimes we did well and earned a bit more, and sometimes the opposite happens. I don't know. There were force majeure situations. We broke a double glazed window and we reordered it at our own expense, so we earned a bit less. We understand all of this and we take on all these risks completely, so you won't pay more or less. And with the final payment, we settle exactly to the contract amount, so everything is as transparent as possible. You can see who you are paying, the suppliers. These are thoroughly vetted suppliers, large factories, and you pay us for the work that has already been completed. No upfront payments or advances. So we've completed the work and you can see that, right? The work is done, you paid us the money, signed the acceptance certificate and so on. So the advantage is that it's transparent. Secondly, the payments are spread out over the project, so you don't need to make large upfront payments right away. Actually, when we start a project, we don't take any money at all. The first payments come in about a week later when we have all the invoices ready for the profiles and the fittings, and we've agreed on everything with you in the program. At that point, you only pay for the profiles. Then when the project is ready, we measure the glass. You pay for the processing later, then for the installation. It's all spread out and your financial burden decreases. You don't need any big advances, and you can see that the funds are used for their intended purpose. Whenever you order a turnkey project from a contractor, you always run the risk of misuse of funds. Cash flow gaps can be closed, past projects can be funded with your money, and so on. Sometimes things are ordered late, payments are missed, and there are always such moments. But here, those risks don't exist. You can see that all the money goes directly here to this factory for this profile, for that glass, and so on. I handle all the details on site, like scaffolding, mechanization, suction cups, mini cranes, everything that's needed. We include all of this in the estimate, you pay for it, and we organize everything on site so you receive ready-made products. The most common questions that arise from clients are about warranty obligations and how they work. Of course, when you work with a contractor under a contract, all the warranties are their responsibility. In this case, the warranties are distributed among the performers, meaning the profile supplier provides a warranty for the profile. The supplier of the double glazed windows provides a 5-year warranty on the double glazed units. The processing company provides a warranty for the product. The installation company also works under a contract and provides warranties for the installation accordingly. We also have a 5-year warranty for each installation. Our services, so for example, if any warranty or non-warranty issues arise, if it's during the project implementation, then it doesn't concern you at all. Something got broken or smashed. Defects, something else. I handle all of this myself. Or the contractor's team takes care of it themselves. Or the cost of consulting is all covered. So in any case, until the project is accepted, you won't pay anything more. There can be no extras, nothing. That's it. Until the project is completed, these are all our problems. When you have signed the project and let's say after a year or two some situation occurred, something sagged, broke, burst, I don't know, well, all sorts of things. Maybe in this case you don't. Look for all these contractors there, contact us and we will do it for you for free. We do not charge money for this for 5 years. We solve all these issues for free. We send service and installation specialists there and we find out what the problem is. If this is a supplier defect, we write a complaint to the supplier, change these fittings and so on. That is, we do everything to fix this problem without additional costs because we have our own contract with each contractor. And each one also carries a guarantee for their work. So if the problem was related to poor installation, the installers will come and fix everything for free. If it's some kind of non-standard case, I don't know, a non-warranty case, then of course you'll have to pay in such cases, I don't know. Spontaneous glass breakage, for example, is such a rare case. It has only happened once. Of course, this is a non-warranty case. The manufacturer of the double glazed windows won't replace it under warranty, so you'll have to pay for it. But you paid for it, and in any case, even if you had a warranty with the contractor, it would still be a non-warranty case. You would still have to pay. So from our side, we simply don't charge anything for consulting in this case. So we'll take care of all that for you. You just pay the contractor for the glass and the installation. None of us need anything. We provide you with these services completely free for 5 years, and after 5 years you can reach out to us at any time. You can also come to us if you need to change something, redo something, or if something broke. We'll do it for ourselves, maybe something like that. We'll just take a little fee for the time spent, and accordingly. But in order to, we'll resolve any issue, any situation with you. Another important question is whether it's with VAT or without VAT. Among these suppliers, some work with VAT, while others work without VAT. So the profile, the glass, the processing, all of these are the main, money spots. All of this can be paid with VAT. The installers charge the designers, and we charge for consulting, of course. All of this is without VAT. But if you calculate it, even if you pay the contractor with VAT, you still get the full amount with VAT. Due to the fact that the cost of the products will still end up being much higher than if you go with us, even considering that you'll lose some VAT, but you'll still save a lot more money than what you'd pay to someone who will do it under a contract. What else can we offer you? It's a visit to our completed projects, or those that are currently being implemented in the process of installation. You can come and see how the installation is going. What level of projects are we talking about? Are they big, cool cottages and so on? We have a portfolio of our projects, and we can send you an album where everything is collected. We've implemented some key projects. Just look at how many projects have been completed. I can provide you with the contacts of clients who have already gone through the consulting contract and were satisfied. You can talk to them, they will give you feedback. The people there are so satisfied and loyal that they'll have no problem chatting with you and giving you feedback. We can invite you to the showroom if you need to see the product. We have a showroom, not our own, but it's in partnership with another company, a joint showroom. You can come there, check out the products, move them around, open them up, and see various folding and swing products. We can always have a video call, and you can talk to me personally, and I'll answer all your questions of the project implementation. I personally handle everything in our work chat. I report to you, send all the information, project invoices, and so on. I answer all your questions regarding interaction with all your contractors, architects, builders, foremen, and so on, so there's a close contact going on. I have the resources to implement a project of any size and any complexity because this is also a distinctive feature. For example, for large developers, this may be relevant because you see all the direct payments. Yes, this is because we can buy materials for a large volume at once and distribute the work of contractors. That is, their one workshop makes some products. This workshop makes certain products, and this workshop makes other products. I can also distribute the installation by sections, like this part, for example, or this facade is done by this installation company, this one, and so on. So I have a lot of resources, and I can use these resources to implement projects of any size and complexity. Believe me, I have enough experience to do it. So I believe, to sum up, that the consulting service will be available. The one we are working on is actually really great and has a bright future. There are already more and more developers, contractors, and customers. Those who have already walked this path with us, work with us on this path, they remain with us forever. Trust me, they will only implement projects with us this way. Because this is a very low price, at least 15% below the market, and everything is transparent. High qualification, high expertise. As the project manager, I oversee all the contact with them. So they see high quality products, low prices, everything is transparent, everything is great, quality installation, and as a result, everyone likes it, and we are becoming more and more popular. We're starting to work in other countries using this model. So don't worry, reach out to us and we'll make your project happen and you'll be happy with everything. Bye for now.